Happy Sunday, everyone. So it's Sunday setup time. It is February 2nd, and it is time to break down the Forex charts. I'm Clayton Allen. I'm the host of the Day Trading Plumber and founder of AllenFx. If you want to copy our trades, check out the links I have below in the show notes, and you can either do that manually or automatically. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the charts. All right. Wrong one. All right, here we go. As always, I use TradingView charts. It's free. They're awesome. Jump on there, grab it, and let's go. All right, so let's go for the top down. Let's look at Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. And again, I haven't gone through these. I haven't gone through these since last week, and I always leave up what I had posted from last week, and we adjust it here on this channel. So as you can see, we were targeting this area here for support, and didn't quite get it. We got a little bit of a jump here, and I believe we even took that trade because had this trend line break, and let's get rid of that, by the way. We got a little bit of a win off of it, but now you can see we've clearly broke that support line. And now if we take our little bullish zone and we put it all the way to the bottom here, the last time we saw this divergence, that way we could see it. You can see price is almost there now. And if we zoom in, let's move this so we're not confused. If we zoom in on this, dang it, there's some fundamentals coming out right on the open. We are below 30 on RSI. We've double bottomed on RSI. And if you've watched me long enough, this is a very good indication that we on this support, we're pretty good for a bullish move. If we drop down to a smaller time frame, like the 1 hour, yep, there's divergence. So you're starting to see divergence post. There's S2 from last week's pivot points, and we are close to a good jump on here. So here's what I'm going to do, just so you guys know. I'm going to put an alert right at that former bottom at 88423. 88423. We're going to put an alert there, and we're going to put in the notes here, looking to buy. That way we don't miss this one. Okay? So I'm going to turn this one red because we have an alert on it. It's close. We don't want to miss this. It's the Australian dollar, so it's going to be the, popping here on the open today. So we got that one set. Now, as far as profit target, this thing could pop all the way back up to this bearish zone by the end of next week. But what I like is this S2 level here on the daily. I think price is going to pop back up at least to that level here this week for sure, if we get a good confirmation that we're respecting this support. All right, Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Just so you guys know, we're probably going to see bearish on all the Australian dollar pairs, right? You're going to see a trend on all these pairs. So I won't spend as much time unless we see something big and different. So again, we were targeting support right here. We did not get it. So this thing is in just bleed out zone now. So let's look. Wow. So we can't even find a lower low of this. Let's go to a monthly. Yeah, this is the lowest this pair's been since 2004, right? Or no, that's 2001. So we have a new low of all time on this pair. And you can see like the bottom just bottomed out, right? So we got divergence posting. This is a very cool time. So obviously, there's really nowhere we can pick a bullish area other than we just got to wait. I mean, this one's going to be a tricky one. I'll probably just stay away from this pair. I mean, if your support resistance, I mean, this has been in a downward trend for a long time, but I'm a pullback trader. So I'm going to be looking for a good pullback. And, with this strong of a bearish move, one has got to be coming up. So, if we kind of go from this last partial consolidation, we could get a good pullback. So obviously this pair, I'm looking for, if we start to see strength in Australian dollar or weakness in Swiss franc, I'm going to look for this pair to have a good solid pullback. This one I'm going to make orange. Watch. It's going to be super risky. Super risky. And you can see in the flash crash of December 2019, or January, sorry, that level was very strong. And then when we broke that level, I was targeting here. And then now we just got this bleed out, right? There's not, really any more support mathematically on this pivot to all the way down here. So good pair to watch. I mean, we're at the lowest it's been since 2001, since the turn of the century. So, pullback coming again. Weakness in the Australian dollar, strength in JPY. I was targeting this S2. We did not get a bounce on it, but we are way below 30 on RSI on the daily. So pullback possibly coming. A retest of this trend line would be awesome, but scary. So we're going to make this one orange, not a real big play until we start to see some good confirmation, possibly divergence on this daily chart. If we go down to the 4-hour, we already have divergence. So maybe a retest of this where we had this bullish zone. But right now, I'm definitely not bullish there. I would be bearish back up here as a retest. But I think we're going to have a pretty good, solid pullback. I think what's happening is that coronavirus scare in the in the Chinese economy, that is what's driving the Australian dollar weakness, because Australian economy heavily relies on the Chinese economy, and people are anticipating a good hit. So as you can see here, we're predicting this drop. We were predicting this bounce. We didn't quite get all the way down, so let's be patient. Let's let price get down to this level and see if we're going to get that strength. See if we're going to get that strength in the Australian dollar and bounce. So I'm going to put another alert right at 03114. 03114, and we're going to be looking to buy and I'm going to turn this one red. Now, guys, I want you to understand 2 of the 4 Australian pairs we've looked at so far, right, are kind of lost causes because of the weakness in the Australian dollar. But then, Australian CAD and Australian New Zealand dollar, we see some support strength. So that's where we got to kind of look broad stroke and be going, okay, obviously the Australian dollar doesn't have a lot of strength right now, and we kind of want to see fundamentally some strength come back into it before we go back to our classic moves that happen on the technicals. We want to see some strength coming back into that pair before we just rely on our technicals to be obedient. Australian dollar, US dollar. Again, severe weakness. We are at a decent support level now. So hopefully you guys last week saw this break of that support and got on sell trades. So again, with this pair, we're at a really strong support level, and it is the lowest it's been. If we jump back up to the monthly, no, we started out in 2003 a lot lower, so could have some room. I mean, right here is a big turnaround point, but that was so long ago. So we're in a good spot for a good turnaround, but again, very dangerous. You are going counter trend for sure, and a lot of people say, not a lot of counter trend traders hang around very long. I typically trade counter trend, but I just look for small wins on the pullbacks. Okay, so this one, let's turn orange. Okay, CAD Swiss franc. So obviously Swiss franc got strong, which is kind of revered as a safe haven currency. So if we continue this trend line, some people are very sticklers on the bottom of those candlesticks. Some go right off that, but because we had that turnaround there, I'm going to kind of just draw it like that. So we definitely have some downside before we hit that trend line. If we move this to the bottoms of, let's just go to the bottom of these two wicks, right? So you can see we're in a zone. We're in a possible turnaround zone right here, and I like it back up to this S2. Need to see some strength in the Canadian dollar. We definitely have some fundamentals coming out this week on both pairs. Swiss franc is just killing it last week. So this one, I'm going to put an alert right here at 72720. 72720. Looking. Sorry. Looking. Oh man, I am just struggling this morning. All right, so that one I'm going to turn red. Lots of good reversal opportunities so far. So CAD JPY, we are actually in this trade. You can see I have the trade still on. I'm targeting this bullish zone for take profit. At this point, pretty sure it's going to get there. Then I'm going to be looking to buy from this area, or are we going to get a break of that? I actually personally think we're going to start seeing strength in the JPY because of the turmoil going on with this coronavirus, topping out of the U.S. stock market. I think people soon will be looking to go to safe haven currencies, from the dollar. So I think the JPY is going to get stronger here the next few months, along with Swiss franc. As you can see last week, lots of money flowed into the Swiss franc because all those pairs got, the Swiss got way stronger, and all the Japanese yen pairs got stronger. And, if you're a big believer in what big banks and institutions are doing, that's injection. See all of this red. That is the institutions injecting money into that JPY pair, and we're starting to see strong bullish or bearish moves on it. So let's watch this pair, see what's going to happen in this area. I'm not going to set an alert because I already have a sell trade, and once it closes, I'm going to be looking to see what price does in this zone, if we're going to get a good bounce on it. If we get a break, I'll get short again, or I might just leave this short open and, give it some room to consolidate at this zone, try to trick us retail traders out, and then get may just bleed all the way down to these levels. So that one should be green because we're in it. Swiss franc JPY. All right. So Swiss franc JPY. You can see I got long this pair off this bounce last week, and now we're in profit. So I like it up to here, but this very well, like I was just saying, JPY I'm anticipating to get stronger, but Swiss franc to get stronger as well. So this is where you have the battle of the two safe haven currencies besides the dollar, and it looks like Swiss franc's winning a little bit. So this is one we're going to watch, not be greedy, take our profit, and kind of sit back and see what price does. So this one's green because we're in it. Australian dollar AUD. So like we like we said earlier in the show, the AUD had some severe weakness in it. We did not get this bounce. I was hoping on this trend line break we would have got a retest, and we kind of did, right? You see that? That was your indication to buy again. So some of you new traders out there, when you see this solid of a break of a trend line, especially a daily trend line, you look for this retest, and it happened quick. You see it? Bam. That you saw the move, you see the retest. This is where you enter, and look at where you would be. Bam. That is one hell of a trade last week. If we measure for hold on. What are we doing here? That's 347 pips that we would have gotten there. So great trade. You know, from 62,657 all the way up to 65,898. Massive trade. Okay, now that we've see this move, I'm looking for a pullback. And you know, if we pull a Fibonacci from here to here, come on, stick. Okay, sorry, have a little bit of trading view problems. All right, so I'm not bearish there. Let's just theorize that we're going to get the Australian dollar's going to get some strength early this week. I would look for a pullback at least to this zone, and then we get bearish or bullish again here or here. I kind of like it here because former resistance becomes new support, and you know, look where we're at right here. This is a good spot to be bearish in this area right here where we've had some turnaround. So looks like we're going to get a little bit more movement up, and we're going to be, you know, looking at this zone for possible former resistance, new support. So interesting pair to watch this week. I mean, obviously throwing a short trade on this thing is scary, but we're hitting RSI on the daily. I'm sure if we go down to a 4 hour, we have divergence. So momentum is slowing down, guys. And when you see momentum slowing down, I look for these pullbacks. These pullbacks are very probable and have a lot of, you know, as long as you don't get greedy and think it's a total reversal of this upward trend, they're very profitable if you're not greedy. But this is not a bad place to plant a sell trade anyways. And those of you who follow me long enough, if I plant a sell trade at this resistance level, and even if it breaks up, it's a good chance that we're going to get a pullback down to there and get out of that trade at break even or possibly a little bit of profit. So not a bad place to plant a sell trade at all, even if it doesn't work out right away. It's very, you know, it's a very probable spot. Even if this trend continues way up here, it's not a bad place, and you're in a negative position right here. It's not a bad place for price to come back down, get you out of that trade. You just can't miss it. And then if it continues that upward trend, If we could jump up to the monthly here, well, let's get some perspective here. You can see that this is a very critical area right here where price consolidated for quite some time. You had that big push, then this big drop. Obviously, this is the economic crisis of 2008. You could see, we're in this tight consolidation area, this strong bullish move. If I zoom in, actually, let's just zoom in. We have this daily trend line break. We're at, deciding zone here. So, a little risky. I keep messing up my charts by jumping such big. Little risky, but I like a sell trade planted up here. I really do. And I don't think it's that risky. Even if it breaks above, it will retrace back down to that level, and you could close it out at break even if it doesn't work out. But if you catch a really big turnaround right here, and this thing comes all the way back down to these levels, you got a really highly profitable trade. So I'm gonna throw in a alert at 66186. 66, and we're gonna be looking to sell. All right, let's turn that one red. Euro Swiss franc. We already know the Swiss franc been kicking ass, so let's get our chart a little bigger. We've targeted this area right here as support. We have divergence. Now that we've had a couple last week's turnaround, I think we're in a really good spot to see. We're starting to see the signs, right? Divergence on a daily is a big indication that we have a turnaround possibly coming. We're not bearish till this pivot. We have a missed pivot. So if we get some strength in the euro or a little bit of weakness in the Swiss franc this week, I like this pair going long back up to this missed pivot. It has a great target. Again, look at where we're at RSI. We are way down here. At least a good pullback's coming. If we go to a 4 hour, you can see it's double bottoming on the 4 hour. Not a bad look. So this one I'm gonna turn red. We don't want to miss this one. We don't really need an alert because we're already there. So on the open today, I'm gonna be looking for some bullish on a small time frame. If we get a trend line break like on a 5 or 15 minute, I'm going long this pair up to this missed pivot this week. Lots of divergence. British pound, euro, British pound. We're kind of in the middle of these two zones. I kind of like this pair to come back down and test this area. So I'm going to be looking for a retest here at 83,008. I want to see if price gets there, and I'll be looking to buy. Jeez. All right. So we got our alert on there. Orange. Euro JPY. All right. So we're theorizing we're going to get some strength in the JPY the next few weeks. So I'm already looking for a sell trade from this spot. Here's why. We had a break of the trend line. We are consolidating. We had a slight test of this bearish zone. That's why we're bearish, and we're looking for this move down to this S2 level. So break of the trend line, not quite a retest all the way up to the trend line. We may see that this week, but I kind of like this former support. We retested it. That's why we're short, and we're targeting this S2. It could go all the way down to here, especially if we keep JPY just keeps getting stronger. So this one is green because we're in the trade. Euro NZD. Oh, wow. So look at that. The Euro. Euro last week just bullish on this NZD. So I'm not bearish again till we see this missed pivot. I always tell you guys, anytime you have a missed pivot, right, and price shot down past S2 and it breaks above this next week's pivot, this is an obvious target, right, for price to come back to. People are, strength in the euro, weakness in the NZD, whatever's driving this bullish move. This will be where people take their profit, and we want to look at what price is going to do there. Obviously, I was wrong. I thought price was going to come back to this pivot and break down. That was wrong. Right about that pivot level will be at RSI, and we should start to see some divergence. Look for a smaller time frame, and we could catch a really good pullback. If this is going to be a continuation of upward trend, you're going to at least catch this pullback. If we go on this impulse leg and we predict that pivot as 0, I like being bullish again right about here. Former resistance, new support. So I'm going to put a 69597 alert there. Looking to buy. Okay, so if we get a pullback, this is the safer trade, by the way. Let it do its thing, let it come back, and if you are a strictly trend trader, this would be where you're looking to buy. I like it right here, looking to sell. So I'm going to put another alert at 72229. 72229, looking to sell. That's going to be the quicker one to come this week. This one's more dangerous. It's obviously riskier because you're predicting that the market's going to get to this pivot level, and we're going to see some maybe possibly divergence and other indications that we're going to get at least a pullback or a reversal of this last week's upward trend. Depending on what style trader you are, right? I start to see this when price gets so stretched out. If you were in a buy trade from here, let's just go into a little bit of psychology. If you were in a buy trade here or on this break, right? If you were playing it safe, you waited for this break, and then you're in this buy trade, where are you going to take your profit? Where are you're now in a very positive trade, and you're holding on to this trade like we're all taught or told, and where are you going to close it and take your profit? Me, if I was in this buy trade, this missed pivot, the former week's pivot, is a perfect level to go, okay, I've squeezed enough profit out of it, and I'm ready to take my profit. And that's where you're going to see people closing their trades, taking the profit. Price is going to come down. So if you catch it right here, you can make money down, then get bearish or bullish again right on one of these fib levels if you think this is a long-term long trend. That's how I see the market. If you guys got questions, comments, throw them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. This one, I'm going to turn red. We got close, maybe on the open here Monday, as early as Monday morning. We're here. I want to look bearish. Euro US dollar. All right. So, as you can see, we have support. It followed support. This was a great buy. I'll tell you what I was looking for last week. I was looking for it to get bullish and reverse on last week's pivot, right? But it did not. So I didn't get that, and I luckily didn't enter it because I didn't see that smaller time frame confirmation. but we got that strong euro push at the end of last week. So now I'm targeting, possibly right in this area, that price is going to pull back or continue this downward trend. If we're want to get crazy, we could draw a trend line across the tops and look at right where we're at. So I'm going to be looking to get bearish right there. You might get a push all the way up to this former trend line, but I like looking right here at 11076 to see what price is doing. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know some traders in my chat room took this buy trade and are still in it, and they're extremely happy. But I'm going to be looking at what price does here because I'm not in this buy trade. I missed it. So I'm going to be looking for a sell from here or a possible break of that. Then I might get bullish again at this bearish zone. Like I said lots of times before, just because price gets into our bullish or bearish zones that we're plotting here on the daily does not mean we just jump right in the trade. We need smaller time frame confirmation, price action confirmation, all those things you gain over time being a trader that have netted you positive returns in the past. You need some sort of trigger that you formulate on your own in these zones. And obviously, all we're targeting is this is a possible place to look for it. Or if we get a strong bearish candle through that, man, this thing could go to the moon. So we don't want to be caught in a sell trade just because it got there and we planted it and we let FOMO take over. So I've said it a million times. This was a perfect place to get bullish, obviously, now that we have a couple days of bullish. But we're just targeting these areas. But if we had a solid candle break through this would become bearish. But you can kind of see, let's just break it down a little bit. We targeted this area because of these 2 points. Price, you see these indecision candles? This was your sign. I mean, you had 3 days, 3 daily candles telling you there's a lot of indecision and we're in our bullish zone. So when you see this candle here, then this bullish candle confirmation, bam, you buy. That's what it looks like. I typically see these 2 candles. I wait for this stretch, this big push on smaller time frame, try to trick people out, and then try to buy from this backside, which, is amazing to catch. Some people wait. You have this bearish pin bar candle, and then you wait for this bullish engulfing type candle here, and then they buy right here on the close, and bam. I mean, you got to find your own way. So I'm looking to see if we get this type of price action on a smaller time frame at this level, and then that's where I will sell from. Let's look at British pound AUD. Well, AUD got weak last week. British pound following this upward trend. We targeted here for the bearish. Look at this, is exactly what I was talking about. We did not get that pin bar, that daily candle pin bar in this zone, so we did not take the sell trade. And you very well could have said, this becomes bullish here, and it does. I'm not bearish till that R2. Now I'd be bullish if we get a pullback to that zone. So bearish up here, R2 on this daily chart. I'd get bullish again if we get a pullback here. So I'm going to target R2 with my alert 9902 or 12. 990. and we're going to be looking to sell. Bam. But there we go. All right. You guys see that? So very risky, but I want to see what price is doing at that level. I also want to see if we get a pullback down to this former resistance. So I'm going to put a alert at 94102. And we'll be looking to buy. Bam. All right. So we got this pair figured out. Not a good time to buy because we're at RSI. It's double bottomed or double topped, but not recently. But I want to see price stretch up to here, then I'll be a seller. Or if we get a pullback down to this level, I'm a buyer. So this one's orange, GBP CAD. All right. I'm not bearish till up here. We probably could look at it right here. So let's move our bearish zone to there. It's a little closer. It's kind of in the middle of this consolidation mess. I think I had it here because we have those tops. We had that stretch. You know what? Let's just leave it up here. Because the British pound, the Brexit, everything that's going on, let's see what it does. If it stretches all the way up here, I'm a seller. If it comes all the way back down to here, I might be a buyer. I actually think we're probably going to get some weakness in the British pound here soon. Don't ask me why. My gut's telling me, this probably going to form a double top scenario. And if it does, we'll get bearish, and we'll be bearish for quite a while, all the way down to these levels. But right now, here's kind of why I'm if you draw trend line like that, it's following it, right? We have a good trend line, but also some people draw a trend line like this. If you draw a trend line like this, look where price will test that trend line and you'll get a double top scenario. So I kind of see this coming here, and then we're going to look for this type of move. And then if we get a break here, you got that going on. All right, so this one's orange. I'm not putting any levels on it. I got plenty of time to watch. British pound, Swiss franc. So my nemesis in my robot, on my robot, we took a bunch of sell trades on this big bullish run. I've been in L5 for quite some time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, find my video here on YouTube on how my robot works, and it will explain a little bit better. But I've been looking for a good sixth rollover trade to get to buy out these, so I don't have to wait so long. And with the Swiss franc getting so strong, British pound getting so strong, I thought last week we would have had a bigger move, and you could see I took a rollover trade here if I widen it, and now it's in a negative position. But I'm not panicking. Price has had a really hard time getting through this area what we're in right now. So I'm hoping to see a good bounce from here. I'm not going to take another trade. I just want to get price down into this bullish area. I'll be in profit. I'll probably close it. I missed these two dips right here. These two little dips from last week right there. I missed those. I didn't take the profit on those. I thought those were the sign that we were going to get, because look at right here. You had this pin bar, had these bearish candles. That's why I took the sell trade. We got these two pushes, 2 nights in a row almost, and just didn't get it. So now the psychological stress of this trade. But I know mentally, if it gets up to here, it'll be a painful loss, but I will take the loss because if we get a break through this level, who knows where this thing's going to go. But I'm being patient. If we drop down to a 1 hour, you could kind of see we're double topping. You know, right here. Price just can't, you know. So I'm hoping to still see a good push down to this S2 level from last week. But I will decide when enough's enough if we get a break above these highs. So this one's green because we're in the trade. British pound, JPY. I think we're going to see some strength in the JPY. As you can see, I still have my prediction on here from last week. I think we're going to get a push. Can't break. JPY is going to get stronger over time this month, and we're going to get, you know, at least back down to this area. So I'm targeting this area right here, 144, 282. Let's go ahead and put an alert. 144, 144.288. Ooh. Yeah, I like where we have that. All right. Let's make that orange. Give it some time to grow. British pound, NZD. So NZD, British pound got strength. NZD got weak last week. So you see this. Well, I was hoping. Now, I'm not going to get bearish till here, which we're getting close, right? We're getting close. We were looking for a trend line break of this, you know, move. Didn't get it. So I'm not going to get, I want to be bullish till here. So, yeah, this is one I'm going to watch to see what it does right at this level. If we get a break through that level, I like this R2 as a profit target if you get bullish on that level. We're getting close to RSI. We double topped right here. We had divergence. That's what this move down is. So if you guys want to see, when I talk about a double top on RSI, right? One, you had a little break there. So if some of you guys use RSI as your entry, if you see RSI on a daily, you might get a good move, and you did right here. You had this indecision pin bar daily candle, and if you sold it right there, bam. But then we got a double top, RSI, divergence, price touched R2 there, and if you set your sell limit order or your sell stop right there, bam, and you had the patience to hold it, look at, bam. So that's what we're looking to do right here, right? If this comes up and then we get another push and we double top on RSI, we see divergence, I'm a seller. I'm going to be selling from this area, targeting, you know, maybe this former resistance. Love this support level all the way down here. So that's why I have, I haven't put alert, but I'm going to put alert right in this area at 2.05316. 2.05316. Bam. I want to be a seller from there. Let's turn this one orange. British pound USD. Again, kind of the same look, right? There's last week's pivot. Price shot up towards pivot. I'm going to see what price does when it gets to that pivot and possibly be bearish from there. I didn't think we got a lot of production off of this divergence. We've double topped on RSI. We have double top, divergence, consolidation. So if we get a stretch back up to this area, I'm going to be looking to sell. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. I know that's a big sell area, bearish area, but that's where I want to be bearish. So let's put alert at 1.32990. Damn. All right. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm showing you here and why I think that way. Um, if you don't and you have any questions, like I said, throw them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. So here we have you can see what I was looking for here. I was looking at, let's zoom in. I was looking for support here. We didn't get it, so that's why I'm not in this trade. So I'm not bullish here anymore. I'm not going to be bullish till possibly this S2 or this missed pivot. So see this missed pivot? See how we hit R2, we have a missed pivot. Price is now trying to get to that missed pivot. What I want to do now, and what I want to show you guys, is I would get bearish if we get a retest of this area. Here's why. Here's a head or a shoulder, head, shoulder, and then now we've broke the neckline. So price, typical reversal pattern, head and shoulders, and now we've broke that head, we've broke that neckline. So we may be bearish. This may be a break of that trend all the way down, back down to this consolidation zone, or we may even get all the way back down to the bottom here where we've seen this consolidation. So I like this pair bearish, at least to here. Then we're going to see what it does. We might get a small bounce, right? And then we might get that type of move. So I'm going to leave these arrows on. I'm not going to do anything with this pair. If I do anything, I'm going to get bearish. It's not a bad play. I'd love to see a retest of this area and then get bearish. But where we're sitting right now, so close to RSI on the daily, it's kind of a bad place. You could get, if you just threw a sell trade in right now because we broke this neckline, you may get caught in this hell for a week before it makes that break. So I'm going to let price fall, see what it does here. May not catch this bullish move, but if we get a pullback off of this area, get bearish and hopefully ride this thing down to these levels. NZD CHF. All right, so NZD got weak last week. Swiss franc got strong. Is that over? We are really close to this strong support line. That's why I have our bullish zone there. So obviously I am looking, again, we kind of had this head and shoulders break line retest. So kind of give you guys perfect example of an awesome trade. When you see this head and shoulders type move on the daily and you break this trend line, look for that retest right there. Would have been an awesome place to get bearish, right where we had it, right? And this is a daily candle. So if you look 5 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. my time, the new candle starts to form. And you see this pin bar on this retest, bam, you sell it. And then just ride it out all last week. You have a really good trade. You probably got a little nervous when it hit here and came up. But, that's how it's done. Now, because we're not in this trade, again, start thinking, if you did get in this trade, where would you take your profit? Obviously, some people took their profit here and then re-entered, right? Now, where are they going to take their profit? This area of support right here is a perfect area. Some will take it early, so it'll start to slow down. RSI, I mean, if you're in this sell trade, you're targeting where you're going to take your profit. And I am looking right here for where, when people are taking profit, and then are the bulls going to take over, or are we just going to get a nice pullback? Either way, you're making some money. And if you time it right, this could be a good reversal point. So this one, I'm going to set a alert. We're very close at 62147. And we're going to be looking to buy. like this one, red. NZD, JPY. All right. We've already said we think JPY is going to get stronger, and NZD got weaker, so that's this move, right? We had this double top, bam, perfect place to sell. Then we had a break of this low, so we're looking at a situation where it's a reversal of this trend, right? You see that? This is one of the most technically obedient pairs when it comes to a double top, double bottom. See right here, we had a double bottom, long trend, double top. Will this be a long trend? I don't know why I have this all the way down here, but I like that, right? So, because that it's not a great time to just throw in a sell trade now, I'm going to look for some sort of pullback to this area and then get, so I'm not bullish till there. You see where price kind of this former support, so I'm going to move my bullish zone there. I'm going to get bearish right there, this former support. I'm going to look for this pullback, wait for it, and then I'll get bearish. So I'm going to put an alert right there, 71,657. 71,657. Looking to sell. Bam. So some of you are probably looking, I know me, I'm looking, oh man, this strong bearish move, we're going to get a pullback, and I want to catch this pullback. How you do that is if you drop down to an hourly, you see all this divergence, right? All this divergence. And then, you know, look at all this below. So if you get a trend line break, let's go to a 15-minute. You get a trend line break, we get some sort of break above that line, right? You can see on the 15 minutes, stopped right on the S2. You might get a break back up to this pivot, possibly, you know, we're targeting this on the daily. That's a big move, right? That's a big move. That's a good profit. So just because we're extremely bearish on the daily doesn't mean we just throw a sell trade, because you may go through this hell. Now, I'm going to be looking for it to break up. If we get a break of this trend line, I might, and it's strong enough, I might get bullish up to this level, take that profit, then get really bearish. So this is how a lot of people get in trouble, is they look at this, you know, we're all told to look at higher time frames, but this big move down, it's going to pull back up. People are going to start taking their profit. And when they do, catch this thing, you know, because we had this double top divergence on this 4 hour and daily chart. I like this reversal, but right now is not a good time to jump into it. Let it pull back, become a seller from up here. These people are going to take their profit that are in this trade, and when they do, you might get quite a few bulls pushing this thing back up, and then they're going to take their profit, and then you're going to see a breakdown. All right, let's jump to, oh, wait, we're already there. So let's turn this one orange. Euro, Canadian. That's a little out of place. We already did our Euro pairs. Let's put that back up to Euro. All right, so Euro, Canadian. We wanted to be bearish right here, and if we would have took the trade, we were wrong, because look at what we had. We had an upward trend, not that strong of a trend line. We had a break. We got bullish here. I like bullish here still, but now we have this huge bullish move. I mean, this would have been an awesome trade to have been in. I'm not bearish again till up here, because we have these tops. This trend line really doesn't matter anymore, because we broke it. Great time to sell it. great time to get bearish or bullish. Now I just want to see what we do here. We may get a strong enough push all the way up to this R2. If we do, that's where I'll be looking to get bearish. But right now I'm looking, what are we going to do at these former tops here, right? There's a lot of tops right there. So what is price going to do in the zone? I'm not bullish unless we get all the way down here. If we see this push and get a pullback, I might get bullish for a bounce off of that. But right now, all we're going to do is watch this pair and have it give us a little bit more, idea of what it's going to do. NZD USD. All right. Shoulder, head, shoulder, break of the neckline. I was looking for that push, so I'm not bullish till down here, but I'm still looking for this pullback. So let's get rid of that arrow. Let's get rid of these arrows. I'm gonna look for some sort of pullback like that. I will get bearish from there. So I'm going to look for a sell trade from this area. Again, great reversal point here. You had shoulder, divergence. Man, it would have been awesome to take a sell trade from up here and just carry this thing all the way down. But you got this little consolidation, shoulder, and we got break of the neckline. This thing, I'm not bullish. I want to see what we do at this missed pivot here. But if we get a good pullback, retest to this former support, I'm going to be bearish from that point. Let's go ahead and throw a alert at 65451. 65451. Looking to sell. All right. USD Canadian. All right. I kind of like where we have our zones. Price got down to this bullish area. This is a couple weeks and I'm really not going to get excited about any trade on this pair until I see what price does up here in this bearish area. Let's just go ahead and draw a trend line across these tops. So we could kind of go, all right, what are we going to do here? Right? So I'm going to throw alert at 32744. Looking to sell from there. Yeah. This one's orange. Let's look at USD Swiss franc. All right. Swiss franc got strong, as we know. Let's target that last support area right where we're at. It's pretty hard to bet, really hard against the US dollar. But if we're thinking the Swiss franc JPY are going to get strong, if we break this support line, right, you can see price dipped, came back up. It's making an attempt again. We may have a double bottom situation right here at 96,171. 96,171. We will be looking to buy. But this one's pretty risky, guys. We're in a very bearish move here. We kind of got this retest spot that's happened twice there. We may just end up in this consolidation area, which is fine. That's a lot of pips. We have this divergence. We didn't get a lot of production off this daily divergence, and now we're just kind of bouncing between these two zones. So I want to be a buyer here, but very small position, because if we get a break, we're going to want to reverse And look at where we got. This next support's all the way down here. So this is going to be a pair to watch here this next few weeks. If we get a break of this bullish zone, man, we're all the way down here. Lots of fundamentals to watch. So this one I'm going to turn red because we're very close to that alert. USJPY, nemesis pair here. We can kind of see that this trend line we drew here is not really, if we go on these dips, right? So again, in my robot system, what we have going on there is I'm short the USJPY, and you know, I'm all the way. I took a sell trade on this dip of the conflict. I thought we had all this support, we broke that support, and then we had that US-Iran conflict, and I thought we were going to see a longer push for the next few weeks. And then I went on this hell of a ride all the way to R2 and took a big drawdown on it, and then now I'm getting some relief. So I'll probably get out of that trade. If I get a push down here and I break even and not taking a loss, I'm going to get out of that trade, and then I'm going to sit on this pair waiting to see what happens you know, on this level. We have this trend line. I get out of my sell trades, break even. We're double bottomed on RSI. So I'm just hoping to get a good enough push where I could minimize this loss, get out of it, recalibrate on this pair, and see what we're going to do. If we get a break of this bullish zone, you know, I like it bearish. However, it tricked me here. Right here, it tricked me. I got hook, line, and sinkered into a sell trade on that conflict night, and don't know if I want to go through that pain again. So it better be a really strong break, maybe even past this S2 level. If it gets down to this S2 level, I might look bearish again right there. But like I said, I think the JPY is going to get stronger these next few months as we're going into election year, and we're seeing all-time highs in the stock market. We're almost through Q4 earnings season. You know, we might see some risk off US dollar, and that typically pushes the JPY and Swiss franc stronger, which, as you can see, has already started. So we just need to be patient. I know we got caught in some sell trades here and caused a little stress, but we're almost out of them, and then I'm not going to get caught into something new, painful. So this pair I'm going to sit on for a little bit. I'm going to turn orange, US Mexican peso. So we targeted this strong support line, and as you can see, price is respecting that area, but we haven't got a big solid push out of this consolidation. So I don't trade this pair, you know, with my live money. I've been burned too many times, but I have a lot of followers that do. So my suggestion is, because this pair is so volatile, the spreads are so big, I would wait for a break above this bearish zone or break below this bullish to really take a trade on it. But it looks like it's completely respecting that resistance and respecting this support. So until you get a good confirmation break of one of these, really no play here unless you are taking intraday or intra-week moves between these 2 points. But at some point, it's going to burst out. Let me just do something real quick. Let's throw a Bollinger Band on here. As you can see, it's getting really narrow, and some of you Bollinger Band traders, if we just go back, anytime you see it get really narrow, right, when it breaks out either up or down, that's when you break out and go. And you can see it's getting really narrow. So you're looking for a breakout below this low band or this high band. And when I say breakout, it's got to be a strong candle push out. Then you would trade in that direction. again, like right here, got really narrow, strong breakout. Then it tricked you, came back down, and you had to ride that out. And remember, these are daily candles, so it could take quite a while. Here's where it got really narrow, faked you out, then probably stopped you out. So, you know, you got to get, this is a very tricky pair. Um, so, caution, wait for the breakout on this one. All right, so that concludes this week's Sunday summary or setups. Yeah, if you like what you see, please follow me on here on LinkedIn or here on YouTube, and throw some questions or comments. I also have a podcast called The Day Trading Plumber. We put out new episodes every Sunday. One came out today. I'd love for you to jump on there and listen. And if you're just getting into the trading game and you need a little bit of help, I have some links to my Telegram channels. I have a free one where I post all my trading ideas as they occur throughout the week, and then I have a paid one where I post all the actual trades I'm taking with my own money on there, and you can copy them manually. Then I also have an auto copy service for those of you that are too busy. You're at work, you're missing the signals at 2 a.m. when I'm putting them on, and you just want your account to copy my exact signals that my robot puts in. I also have that service. So visit AllenFx.com, get all the information, all the pricing, everything for those services. And like I've said a million times, I don't sell signals that I'm not taking the risk with my own money. All right, so have a great day. Let's have a profitable week. And today's the Super Bowl, so I don't know who you're betting on, but I'll be watching the markets instead of the game. All right, have a great one.